Hello everyone, Banyuki here with another video, and today I'm going to be discussing the Pixel Morph 4K paired with a PC, but I figured PC is going to be there's too many variations, so I'm going to go with something that's more like a console. PC handhelds have been blowing up. They've been around for a few years, but now with the Steam Deck pretty much setting a bargain-based price a couple of years ago, I actually owned one, it was $399. You have a lot of competitors from Lenovo and Asus, and now MSI threw their hat in the ring recently. And I personally purchased the Asus ROG Ally. I'm not going to get into it too much. I really like the Ally. It's my daily driver, and as an owner, former owner of a Steam Deck and a Steam Deck OLED, I find the Ally does a lot of what I want it to do. It's basically a Windows PC, but in a handheld format, and paired with these ROG Max AR glasses, it's my daily driver. I take it with me to work even, so when the times are slow, I could just knock out that backlog. But I have it connected via my little docking station, my little $20 docking station. It's basically USB-C, and then it has a few USBs and HDMI, and I have it connected over to the Morph over there. Let me see if I can get that. See the Morphs right there, and this is my upstairs. I have a Sony Trinitron right there, HD CRT there, Apple Studio monitor there, another Sony HD CRTs. I have them in mirrored mode for fighting games. And then I have the Panasonic, another HD CRT. That's actually a really interesting screen because it can handle a lot of resolutions. But today we're going to be discussing the Morph and what it can do. So the Asus ROG Ally is a handheld, so the power limit is like 30 watts. It's a pretty decent rig. A lot of people compared it to like the AMD Radeon 7840U chipset, and I would agree they're very similar. But I want to show you guys here that I am outputting in 720p currently. You can see it, 8-bit color, YCbCR444. And what I wanted to showcase is how the Morph's abilities to do pre-scaling, or what they call decimation, with the retro effects and how it impacts games. I've tried it out just a few minutes ago before this video, and I was so impressed. I want to give more of my initial impressions. This display is an what is this one? This is the LG 42C2, and the C2 has more options than my C1. I've been noticing in the Discord for the Morph that people with varying OLEDs, apparently not OLEDs are created equal. So I have a C1 downstairs. Here's my C2 up here. Right now, if you look, the Morph is doing its thing. Right now, it's upscaling 720p to 4K already. I believe HDR injection is on. Let me hit the... and they both happen to be the same thing. Yeah, HD TV HLG. Now, on this TV, it has an extra feature that the C1 does not have. It's called the color profiles. I'll get into that once we start up the game. But it is interesting to see that people have varying, varying results with the Morph depending on what screen they have. I don't know if that's something that can be changed over time or something improved upon, but it is something that I'm noticing here. So right now, if you look really close, it's going to be tough to see on YouTube. But right now, there are some scan lines going on. I do have the retro effects on. But I'm going to start up a game. As you can see, I have the Ninja Turtle game there. So we'll start up that, and we'll see how it looks. Ninja Turtles, I believe, is close to 240p. So I'm going to try to do a pre-scale on that by the third. So let's get the Morph going. Let's see here. Get the Morph going. Video, scaler. Let's do a 1280 by 240, sure, why not? And let's see how that looks. And this looks pretty good, as I thought it would. Okay, let me take it's still in 4K down there. You can see my, oh my goodness, this looks really good. This looks very colorful, very popping. My goodness. Now, I do have a different color profile on this than I do on my C1. Let me see if I can show you guys what exactly I'm talking about. So I'm holding down the settings button. And once again, we're in HDR, game optimizer mode. I am getting HDR. It's HLG, but I am getting it, as you can see. And let's see what I got here. So brightness is still going to be 100, contrast 150. Now here's the tone mapping. You have off and you have on, and now you have HGIG. Now HGIG washes colors out. So you see how it looks like there, and then it looks darker there. So HGIG does wash the colors out. Look at that. Now look at that. Whoa, that's a big, big difference right there. On off, it's even dimmer. Off looks very dim, actually. If that's what people are getting when they turn HLG on and just have it on off, I can see why people are like, hey, HDR is broken. But when I put it on, that's a much, much brighter image now. And HGIG is brighter, but it washes the colors out. So let's take a look at that. On, HGIG. How about off? Really dim. Oh, I kind of like the middle ground. I still get a much brighter image, and I don't lose all my blacks, basically, with on. So I'll keep it for on right now. You guys can tinker around with your screens at home. But like I said, the other one that I look at is the color. And as you can see, I'm at 85. I like to have my screens punchy. My white balance is neutral. But for color gamut, I use Adobe RGB on this screen. It looks really good, and it's very comparable to this screen right here. Very comparable. That's my Sony 32XBR 250. And the colors between that one and this Apple Studio monitor over here, which is another Sony tube, are very similar. And I've been able to get them color balanced out. I even went into the service menu on this Panasonic to try to get all these screens, try a similar color profile. And when I use the 42C2, the color gamut of Adobe RGB is by far the closest. The other options are, you have auto detect, which kind of dims the picture a little bit. Native, which actually looks native looks a little less red. There's more red in auto detect. Yeah, and oh yeah, the green. Look at the green in native. Looks a little darker too. Let's try to look at dynamic. Dynamic and native, I don't see too much. Oh wait, hold on. No, dynamic and native, I don't see too much of a color difference. And let's do Adobe. Adobe, I get a little lighter tones. So I just like the way Adobe looks. You can play around with it on your screen if you have the options. But these scan lines look pretty incredible. And let's see how they look during the game. So I'm going to play the game a little bit. I'm going to bring the screen up a little bit more. Bring it up so you guys can see the scan lines, if you can see the scan lines. I know YouTube compression is not the best of things. I'm going to be playing this through the phone, so I don't expect to be a champion of any sorts. But I am expecting to get an Elgato 4KX tomorrow, and that's going to do 4K capture, so I will be doing 4K captures. Man, this looks really good up here. Interesting to see which I feel looks better, this or the C1 downstairs. The C1's bigger, though. I'm just going to keep it down there, but it's nice to know that I can just bring this up here, and I have a ton of consoles with the OSSC. I could use that as my analog bridge. But wow, these scan lines are very, very, very crisp. Very nice, actually. I'm gonna turn the volume off. But yeah, let's play some Ninja Turtles. Wow, this looks so much better with scan lines. Holy smokes! Wow, this looks phenomenal. Well, I use the ROG Max glasses, so I know what this game looks like on an OLED, because that's like I said, the ROG Ally is my daily driver, so I'm pretty used to playing on it on an OLED screen, so to speak. But I don't have the scan lines. This game does not have a scan line filter. It has like what's called a VCR filter or something like that. There's CRT filter. I'll show off what it does if I could do it from this menu. Display filter. So that's with it off. Then they have this, which looks pretty garbage. I mean, you go from this to this, and people think, oh, that's what a CRT looks like. Just put some Vaseline all over my screen. Not what I like. Then you have the curved option, then you have the VCR option, which has like the colors. Like if you look, it's like a little bit of what they call chroma aberration, and the screen is wavy, like it's a bad RF signal, and you just have off. And look how much cleaner that looks versus the others. It's just, yeah. And you can see it's 720p, and let's see. Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's a lot of delay playing through the phone, that's for sure. So I'm not going to do this for long, but I just wanted to show you guys that the Morph does work on PC. It sees it as 720p and basically use that decimation down to bring it to 240p, because this game is probably done with like 240p assets, and it's probably, you know, the scan lines line up pretty great so far. Wow, this looks really good. Just even through the phone, it looks great. What's this? Oh, that's right. He sucks them in. I haven't played this game in a while. I haven't even gotten the like the DLC characters. So that's right. Well, anyway, just putting that out there that you can use the Morph on PC. The Ally, you know, it's a nice machine. It's great handheld. The screen is 1080p, 120 hertz with VRR, which is I felt was like really, really nice. Plus the having those Rokid glasses is really good for just how can I say, comfort, because on a handheld you're constantly like looking down or you're holding the handheld up. But with the Rokid glasses, you know, I could just look straight ahead. But it is nice to know that if you have a Rokid, if you have the Pixel Morph, you just use the 4K, and even on a 720p with these old games, it looks really, really good with the prescale. I highly recommend doing this if you have the wherewithal, and besides, like, this thing is really super portable, so I can move this anywhere. The Morph itself, I consider portable. It's very small. It's not very big at all. So, anyhow, that's just my 2 cents on the situation. Hooking up a PC to it is very easy. Just make sure you have, you know, you set your resolution right, and yeah, that's basically it, folks. So, if you have any questions or comments, if you want to know where I got that little dongle, I'll put a link in the description. That way you guys can pick it up. It was like $20, and it's pretty good. It has 2 USB 2.0s, 3 USB 3.0s, HDMI out. It's got SD card and micro SD card, and of course, you got to give it power delivery, which I'm just using the Asus power brick. Anyhow, guys, take care.